Hello and welcome to Zielonka. Finally arrived. We are here and it's all very exciting. The new map from Giants, and I'm going to play it a little bit differently. I think it's going to be a lot of people just doing the standard game, starting from the base farm. I'm going to play this slightly differently. Outside the town hall, I've just picked up the contract to manage some grassland near the lake. And on that grassland is a farm which we can live on and work for our own account. The only proviso is that we have to look after the grasslands and the forest area around there, but we'll show you exactly where that is. Right, so let's just go. I've got my van parked around the back. We'll go and get in that, and we'll go and have a quick look at the farm area. The farm is called Las Farm. And we've got a trusty old looks suspiciously like a VW van. And if we go left here and just keep going straight, we will come to the farm area. First thing I'll do is just show you the area that we have to look after. Whoops. So you can see up on the top left hand side there's the farm and the farmhouse. That's basically the entrance to the farm. So we have to keep this area mowed. We're not allowed to build anything on it or farm it or anything like that. We have to keep all this area here neat and tidy, all the way down to this bottom road here. So all the way along there, all the way back up here. And then if we just cut through the forest here, this is our field that we have. So our operational area runs up to there. We don't own the field on the right. We own this canola field, which we'll have to harvest. We'll get harvesting that straight away. And then we have to look after this area down here as well. It's basically just grassland. It's really just mowing the grass. We can, of course, bale the grass and use it for our cattle that we have on the farm. So the farm that we picked up, that we've taken over from the last park keeper, if you want to call it that, is pretty much fully stocked. We'll just go through from the top. You can see bits and pieces of. So just get a little bit closer in because there's lots of trees. So we're not allowed to cut down any trees or anything along those lines. All we can do is work this field that we have, and we have some free-range chickens. We have some free-range ducks, and if we go down this way, we have some free range sheep. I think there's three sheep there. It's not very many. And then we've got some free range dairy cows, Jersey cows. They don't have any feed in them, so we have to get feed for them to get them going. I think we'll try and get some hay into them to get started with, and we'll got some TMR to be made. We do have a small dairy we can put our milk into. It's just here. So this is the farmhouse where we've moved into. Just switch that off for now. We'll walk around and have a look at the equipment that we've got. Right, so this is where we sleep, and we do have a wardrobe trigger just around about here somewhere. There we go. There we are in our full glory. As you can see, we are of advanced age, if you want to call it that. We've got a good bit of grey going on there. They didn't do much outside here. It's just pretty much the forest land. It's a lovely lake down there. We don't manage the lake. There's a separate entity that does that. Bit of rubbish lying around there. Right, so we've got a couple of tractors. They're all Zetors. We've got a fairly modern tractor. We can have a quick look and see. So, medium tractor. Got two medium tractors. We've got the Crystal. There's 171 horsepower. That's the 170, and then we've got the older Z2 is 150 horsepower. So we've got a little bit of power, enough to do the basic mowing jobs. Right, so that's the 150. Then we've got a smaller Z2, which is where are we now? There we go, 81 horsepower. Got all the bells and whistles on this one. It's a fairly new tractor. Got front end loader on it to be able to handle bales and such like. Got a 12,000 litre trailer. Got a plough which requires a little bit more power than we've got, but we're going to see what happens. Got a milk trailer carrying the milk when we eventually get some milk. And then over here we've got he's left it in a bit of a state, but we've got a Rostel match harvester, and the header down this end here. Yes, we don't have a huge amount of chickens. There's about 7 or 8 or something like that. Likewise with the ducks. Not a huge amount, but they will breed. They've got a little bit of food in those. And then this is our Grassland care sheds. We've got a nice big tedder. Got a windrower, also quite big. And then on this side we've got a mower stroke topper, whatever you want to call it. And we've got a baling machine. Also got, it's probably the most expensive piece of equipment on the farm, we've got a bale loader. Right, we've got a shed to store our bales in, and got a silo for our, well, for storing any grains that we get. I suppose the canola will go in there. Also, we have a haulage silage clamp, very rudimentary silage clamp, which we can use to make silage. I think the first thing is we'll need to get some hay into the sheep and the cattle, just to keep them going. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into the rustle mash, and we'll go and get the harvest done. Don't want to lose that harvest. The last person kindly left it in there, planted and left before he harvested it. So the problem really with this farmyard is it got trees all over the place. You have to be pretty careful of where you. Also, it's not very even. You have to be quite careful of how you drive around the place. Very easy to get stuck. But yeah, so we don't have a huge amount of money. Got 25,000 euros available to us, which I suppose is enough to get started with, seeing as we've got all our equipment. Right, let's just check everything out. Yeah, it's a bit dirty, but it's pointless cleaning it now before we're just going to get it dirty again. So let's get that connected up. We'll do a couple of headlands, and we'll put a worker onto the harvesting. He's also left me some we have some wheat in the actual harvester. My goodness. Hoping we can put this into here. I'm not sure whether the silo just takes one crop. That's another problem. That's a nice surprise. It's 4,600 litres of wheat, which means we can. If we had lots of if we had lots of chickens, it would be a real godsend. Right, let's get this all connected up now. Get going. So 4,600 litres is the capacity. Wonder why he didn't. I mean, you must have been fed up or something. That last person who had this job. I suppose you are pretty limited in what you can do. It's not to say you can't go and buy other pieces of land. In any case, let's get this going. Does that have to be unfolded? Let's enable straw swaths. Turn on the harvester. Yeah, it's probably going to take a little while to get this done. It's not a very powerful harvester. It's not exactly going to speed across the lands, is it? Oh. It's in bad shape. We need to go and get it serviced. So I don't think, and I didn't see a let's just turn off the harvester, and didn't see anywhere where any workshops on the farm, so we might have to just put down a toolkit or something. I think if we put it down just about here somewhere. Okay, I'm just going to jump out and go and have a look and see if I can find anywhere where it would be easy to put up a bit of a place to do some running repairs. I think if we put down a workbox in the middle here, then we can just do it in this area here. So let's go and have a look at the tools. Toolbox. We just put a toolbox down here for now, and we will sort out something at a later stage, something more formal in terms of repairs. Right, let's get this in here, and it's going to cost a bit of money to repair. I hope I've got enough money. Right, so I've got to repair that for 5,000. Got to do it. We're starting off quite nicely with a bit of, well, was very kind to leave me some wheat in there. Should probably take care of this actually. You want to repair? Yes. You might as well repair the header as well. There we go. Yeah, so a nice surprise and a horrible surprise, all in one. All in one foul swoop. Well, that's what you get when you're taking over a establishment from somebody else, I suppose. Right, let's get this. Let's get back and get working on this field. Okay, so we're going to, well, hopefully get quite a bit of grass and hay from the fields. Unfortunately, we can't plough them up and make grass fields out of them. So the idea is that this field here we're going to divide into half. Half of the field we're going to keep as a cereal field at this, well, a crop field, let's put it that way, and then the other half we're going to convert into vegetables. So we're going to grow some vegetables. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it. I think I will split it down the middle lengthwise. We have some vegetable equipment, but it's quite small. I think our first aim must be to be able to buy this field next to us here, so that we can expand our vegetable production. I eventually want to be a vegetable producing farm, along with some dairy products. It makes sense to have the dairy and the dairy products going with the grass that we will be able to lay our hands on free of charge. Not quite sure how much it will actually bring us, but we shall see. We shall see. Get onto the header so we can lift the header. There's another farm just across the road from here. Destroyed some of our crop. That's not good. Switch the machine on next time. Too busy looking at this farm across the road here. I wonder why he didn't take on this. I suppose it's not huge money, you know. But I mean, got a small herd of dairy cows, you've got a couple of sheep, a couple of ducks, a couple of chickens. This requires a little bit of work to get it going again. You know, it's not going to be that difficult, I should think. The nice thing, of course, is that the setting is so nice, just on the edge of the lake. All the trees around. I'm sure I'm going to be expressing my displeasure with the amount of trees around. But yeah, we're not allowed to cut them down. This is a nature area, if you want to call it that. Our job is basically to look after the area. Apparently every now and again there's some fly tipping, so we'll have to keep our eyes open for that. I think we'll just do 2 headlands and then I'll put a worker onto this. Oh, we're just about full already. That's the problem with some of these smaller machinery. It's fill up really, really quickly. Might be that we cannot leave it running for too long without having to refill. But we've got to get started on the grass as well, so just do another spin on the headland at the top here. It is a long field. I think we should be able to. So if we split up the field into just about half, and then we can replant another crop in the one half. We can split the other half into 3 long sections. We can plant the 3 different vegetable crops. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to empty this now. Let's just switch that off for now. We'll just run back and go and pick up one of the tractors and put the trailer onto it. Just getting the old one. See what it sounds like. Pretty decent sound. It's quite difficult to see. I suppose I should have put the pipe out on that. Not too much of a problem. So we'll offload this, and then I'll pop down to the bottom of this field and put a bit more of a headland in there, and I'll put a work on this, and then we'll start mowing the grass, the meadow, should I say. Yes, I'm very excited to get going on this map. I think we've all been looking forward to it. Just park this up there, out of the way. Right. Get back into the postal mesh. Yeah, that's the basic plan, or the short-term plan, is to get the vegetables growing. Initially with the with the vegetable productions. We'll have to just sell the product until we can buy one of the canning factories, soup factory or something along those lines. Those are slightly long, the sort of medium-term plan is to be able to get enough money together to do that. We'll try and get our chickens and ducks up to maximum capacity. The sheep are milking sheep. I don't know whether our dairy actually takes sheep's milk. We'll have to find that out, otherwise we'll have to sort that problem out. We're not going to get any wool from them. And yeah, so because we can't make any fields with these grassy areas here, we'll have to look to buy some of the fields maybe around here. Plenty that can be done. We will get a instruction every now and again. When I say we can't cut down trees, we will get a instruction from the town hall every now and again, just to do a cull or a thinning of the trees, and then replant some younger stock. But that has just been done quite recently, so they don't envisage that will be done in the next 3 years. I did ask whether that needs to be managed, so longer term we will be able to get some wood production going. We might be able to supply the piano factory with some planks, or get a sawmill going or something like that. That's kind of longer term project. Yeah, so there's a lot of scope. Short term, we have to get this field brought in, and we have to get our cows and sheep fed. Right, so once we've done this, now there's enough turning space down at the bottom. We'll put this onto a worker, and then we'll go and start mowing some grass. Don't know how far we'll get. We'll just do a bit of mowing today, and then in the next episode we'll get it all sorted out. I just hope I didn't check to see whether we're on the... We can tidy it up if it's not right. It looks like we're okay. Right, let's jump into the new Zito, and we'll go and put the mower on. So we'll have to do some area just grass. That's another thing we'll have to... Oh, wrong side. We'll have to get a forage wagon to pick up the grass to make TMR, to make silage. I suppose we can make silage bread, but then we have to get a wrapper. We've got the rudimentary as it is, but we've got the So yeah, so I think what we'll do is we'll go down to this bottom area and we will do that as grass, cut that as grass, and we'll do the top area. How does it start from here? Let's get this going. Yeah, so it's the grass cutting is going to be a big job, I think. Simply because they're not. It's going to take a bit of time because they're not fields as such. We're going to have to do all the work ourselves. I'm not exactly sure where the boundaries are, so we'll find that out. Huh? We're right up against the road. No doubt. Not quite, but just about. What I'm not really clear about is where the bottom end of this boundary is here. Probably going to be quite close to where the tree line is there. Nope, there it is there. This is not going to be hugely productive grass in terms of, but I think just by virtue of size, we will get plenty of grass for our animals. That's interesting. I thought we would be closer to the busy establishing boundaries here. See where we go to. That's interesting. That does make a bit more sense, I suppose. Right, so that's not very flat as well. Just get this little corner sorted out and we'll get back into some sort of routine. Looks like the harvester might be full. Let's go and sort that out. Take a drive, cut the grass up to the tractor, and then we'll just pop into the tractor and yeah, a lot of this is going to be about just finding out where the boundaries are. Where the areas are that we have to work. Because from our point, the less there is, the better. Well, bit of a double-edged sword that we've got all this equipment parked up here now. Right, let's go and empty off dump out here. We'll get into this one and get. You know what's going to happen. You know what's happened there is, of course, it's parked crop side in. Isn't that just always the case? Or maybe it's right at the end, I don't know, we'll see. But my feeling is it's crop side in. Yep, definitely. So we will have to do a bit of maneuvering. It's not a serious problem, really. Mr. Worker. I'll do your job for you. Should have just moved out to the side. Alright, okay, Mr. Worker. We'll get somebody else to finish off your work. Well, at least for the next run. See if the next guy can time it better. Yes, I had a little drive around the map. It's absolutely fantastic. We'll get to know that there's loads and loads of map tours. People who are doing map tours and such like, so I'm not going to go into any depth that we'll discover the map as we go along, as we have to deliver things, pick up things, etc. Oops. There we go. Got to work on again. Go back up to the mower and we'll get on the mower again. So that's where we're going to end it. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe. And cheerio.